Introduction: the relentless night. It's a feeling you know all too well. The silence of the night is a heavy blanket, not a comfort. The glowing red digits on the alarm clock seem to mock you, counting down the hours until you must face the day, exhausted and unprepared. This isn't just a bad night's sleep, it's a nightly battle. You toss and turn, your mind a whirlwind of worries, memories, and to-do lists that feel overwhelming in the darkness. You've tried everything, from soothing teas to over-the-counter remedies, hoping for just a few solid hours of rest. But the cycle of sleeplessness persists, especially as we get older, when the very nature of our sleep begins to change. For many after 60, insomnia isn't a temporary nuisance. It's a chronic, debilitating condition that steals the joy from daytime and fills the night with dread. This feeling of helplessness, of being trapped in a cycle you can't escape, is what we must first understand before we can break free. The solution isn't about adding something new to your life. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with sleep itself. The answer lies not in external fixes, but in an internal shift in our approach to rest. It requires a new perspective, one that moves away from the idea of forcing sleep and towards a method of cultivating it naturally. It's about recognizing that our frustration with sleep is often the biggest obstacle to finding it, and that the path to peaceful nights is paved with understanding and a strategic behavioral shift. Chapter 1: The Subtle Sabotage of the Aging Mind and Body. To truly understand why the traditional methods fail, we must first look at the unique biological shifts that occur in our bodies after 60. As we age, our sleep architecture undergoes a significant transformation. The amount of deep, restorative sleep we get naturally decreases. This is the most crucial stage of sleep, where our body repairs tissues, our immune system strengthens, and memories are consolidated. While we still need sleep, the quality of our sleep becomes more fragile and easily fragmented. We become more prone to waking up in the middle of the night, and once awake, it's much harder to fall back into a deep slumber. The biological mechanisms that once effortlessly guided us into sleep become less reliable. Our circadian rhythm, the internal clock that regulates our sleep-wake cycle, can shift, causing us to feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning. This fragmentation of sleep is a natural part of the aging process and is not a sign of personal failure. However, what starts as a biological change often spirals into a psychological one. The occasional restless night becomes a source of profound anxiety. We start to fear the very act of going to bed, anticipating a night of tossing and turning. This fear creates a vicious feedback loop. The more we worry about not sleeping, the more our nervous system stays on high alert, releasing cortisol, the stress hormone, which makes sleep even more elusive. The amygdala, our brain's fear center, becomes hyperactive, linking the sight of our bed to a feeling of impending distress. We're no longer simply struggling to sleep. We are fighting a battle against our own minds, a battle that is being silently waged every night. This anxiety turns the simple act of going to bed into an overwhelming psychological burden. The bed, which should be a sanctuary of rest, becomes a battlefield of frustration, and this psychological condizione. Chapter 2: The Revolutionary and Counterintuitive Trick. The answer to this nightly struggle is a powerful, yet simple, concept drawn from cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI. Its core principle is so counterintuitive it can feel like a complete betrayal of everything we've ever believed about sleep. To finally sleep well, you must first stop trying to sleep. This isn't just a passive surrender. It's a profound shift in mindset that requires a conscious, active choice. We are so conditioned to believe that sleep is a goal to be achieved through sheer force of will. We fight for it. We force it. We lie in bed, willing ourselves into slumber. But this constant struggle is precisely what keeps us awake. The trick is to remove the effort and the pressure. Instead of seeing sleep as a monumental task, we learn to see it as a natural process that will unfold on its own when the conditions are right. By changing our behavior and our mindset, We sever the negative association between our bed and our anxiety. This method doesn't promise a magical, instant cure. Instead, it offers a sustainable, long-term solution by targeting the underlying behavioral and psychological habits that fuel insomnia. It's a slow, methodical process of retraining our brain and body to work together again. It's about creating an environment, both physical and mental, where sleep is no longer a fight, but an inevitability. It's about moving from a state of anxious striving to a state of confident relaxation. This is not about being okay with sleeplessness. It's about systematically dismantling the reasons for it. It's about applying the scientific principles of behavioral change to a problem that has long been considered mysterious and uncontrollable. We are essentially giving our brain a new set of instructions, a new rulebook for the night. This approach recognizes that insomnia is a learned behavior, and like any learned behavior, it can be unlearned. The foundation of this method. Chapter 3. The first pillar. Cultivating sleep hunger through restriction. The first of these pillars is sleep restriction, a term that can sound harsh and perhaps even cruel to a sleep-deprived person. But it is, in fact, the most effective way to build up a powerful sleep pressure. The goal is not to get less sleep, but to make the time you are in bed profoundly more efficient. The process starts by determining your average nightly sleep duration. If you find you're only getting 5 hours of sleep a night, then you would begin by limiting your time in bed to 5.5 hours. If you need to wake up at 6 a.m., you would not get in bed until 12:30 a.m. This creates a state of controlled sleep deprivation, but it's a strategic one that serves a specific purpose. By the time your designated bedtime arrives, you are so tired that your body has little choice but to fall asleep quickly and deeply. It is a biological necessity. This intense drive to sleep, or sleep hunger, helps to consolidate your sleep into a single, uninterrupted block, even if it's a short one. This is a crucial step in reestablishing a strong sleep-wake rhythm. As you begin to fall asleep faster and stay asleep for a longer portion of that restricted time, you can gradually add 15 or 20 minutes back to your schedule, but only after you've achieved high-quality sleep on a consistent basis. This slow and steady expansion is what retrains your body to associate bed with efficient, high-quality sleep. It's an act of faith in your own biology, trusting that by creating a deficit, you will inevitably achieve a surplus of sleep quality. It forces your body to make the most of the time it is given to rest, strengthening the neurological pathways that promote sound sleep. This disciplined approach systematically dismantles the sporadic, fragmented sleep patterns that have become a source of such frustration. The initial discomfort is a small price to pay for the long-term benefits of a fully funk. Chapter 4. The second pillar. The sanctity of the bed through stimulus control. The second pillar, stimulus control, is equally vital and addresses the bad habits we've developed over years of sleepless nights. For many, the bed has become a place for reading, watching TV, using a phone, or just lying awake and worrying. When we do these things in bed, we teach our brains to associate the bed with wakefulness and anxiety, not with rest. Stimulus control is about reversing that association. The rule is simple and non-negotiable. The bed is for sleep and intimacy only. If you're in bed for more than 15 to 20 minutes and you're not asleep, you must get up. Get out of the bedroom entirely. Go to another room and do something quiet and non-stimulating, like reading a physical book under low light, listening to a calming podcast, or doing some gentle stretches. The key is to avoid bright screens, loud noises, or anything that might energize your mind. You only return to bed when you feel the unmistakable sensation of sleepiness. If you still don't fall asleep, you repeat the process. This method breaks the powerful psychological link between your bed and the frustration of being awake. When you're tossing and turning, you're training your brain to associate your bed with frustration and sleeplessness. By consistently getting up, you are retraining your brain to view the bed as a place of rest and nothing else. Our bed must become a sanctuary again, a clear signal to our brain that rest is imminent. This process helps to extinguish the learned patterns of wakefulness and replaces them with a new, healthy association between your bed and a peaceful, effortless descent into sleep. It is the conscious choice to stop the battle and choose a path of retraining and peace. The act of getting up and leaving the bedroom serves as a mental reset button, preventing your brain from solidifying that negative connection. It teaches your mind that the bed is only for rest. And Chapter 5, the unspoken element of true success. The power of these two methods lies in a single, unwavering element: consistency. This is not a quick fix or a temporary hack. It is a long-term commitment to a new way of living. The most common reason people fail is that they give up too early or they break the rules. They get in bed early on the weekend, or they let themselves lie awake because they feel tired. But it is this very inconsistency that undermines the entire process. To truly retrain your body and mind, you must adhere to the wake-up time every single day, without exception. This unwavering discipline sends a clear message to your brain. This is the new normal. For those over 60 who might feel as though their bodies are no longer working with them, this approach is particularly empowering. It doesn't ask for a perfect night's sleep from the start. It simply asks for a commitment to a process, a structured path that will, over time, restore the natural rhythm of your sleep. The reward isn't just a good night's rest. It's the profound sense of control and peace that comes with it. The journey is a marathon, not a sprint, and each consistent night and morning is a small victory. This discipline builds momentum and confidence, proving to your own mind that you are capable of reclaiming your rest. The power to end chronic insomnia lies not in a one-time effort, but in a relentless commitment to a new way of being. This consistency builds a new foundation for sleep, a foundation so strong that the old habits and anxieties simply have no place to stand. It's the silent, steady work that makes the magic happen, turning theory into practice and frustration into freedom. Conclusion: a journey to reclaim rest. Ultimately, the true trick to ending insomnia after 60 isn't magic or a secret, but a scientific and practical approach rooted in self-awareness and discipline. It is the courage to change deeply ingrained habits and the wisdom to trust a process that feels counterintuitive. It is the choice to stop the nightly battle and instead to make peace with the night. This journey leads to something more than just better nights. It leads to more energized days, clearer thinking, and a significantly higher quality of life. The relief that comes with a full night's rest is a feeling that cannot be overstated. It restores your focus, your mood, and your ability to enjoy life to the fullest. Rest is not a luxury, but a fundamental human need, and it is a need that is entirely possible to reclaim. It requires dedication, but the reward of a peaceful, uninterrupted night's sleep is a gift that is worth every ounce of effort. It's a journey of self-discovery, leading you back to a natural, harmonious relationship with your own body and its need for rest. The most powerful trick is the one that puts you back in control, teaching you that the power to sleep peacefully was inside you all along. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Share in the comments what stood out to you in this video. We'd love to hear it. Your feedback means a lot. Subscribe to Thrive Beyond 60, turn on the bell, and join us for more videos. See you very soon.